Hello friends. As I am sure you are aware, a good vocabulary forms an integral part of preparation of many exams like SSC, Bank PO and Clerk, MBA, GRE, GMAT etc. However, many of the students giving these exams suffer from the lack of development of a good vocabulary, which adversely affects their performance in the exam. Many direct and indirect questions are asked from vocabulary section, including synonyms and antonyms, fill in the blanks, cloze test, one-word substitution etc. Vocabulary also plays an important indirect role in answering questions based on reading comprehension, where having a good vocabulary makes it easier for the student to understand the passage and answer the questions accordingly. I have been teaching in various coaching institutes for the past 4 years. And by talking to thousands of students that I have come across in these years, I have realized that students normally face the following problems while trying to improve their vocabulary. The most common complaint that students have told me is that learning new words is boring. Most students start learning new words with enthusiasm, but in 3 to 4 days their enthusiasm dies out, and then they find this task very tedious and monotonous. The second common complaint, and to some extent related to the first one, is that the retention time span of new words is small. If a student learns 30 to 40 new words in a day, he or she remembers only around 10 to 15 words the next day, and maybe as less as 4 to 5 words a week later. The efficiency also plunges drastically, and a person who can learn 30 to 40 new words in a day in the beginning finds it difficult to learn even 10 new words after a week. The third problem is that even when a student remembers a word and its meaning, in the exams sometimes the options are very close to each other, and the student fails to pick out the right choice from among the given options. The primary reason for it is, a student normally picks up a word list and tries to mug up as many words as possible, without paying heed to the context in which a word is used, or the context in which a word can be appropriately used. Let me give an example to illustrate my point. We have the following 3 sentences with us. After scoring a century at Lord's, Warner credited his captain for his success, saying that it was Smith's constant dash which helped him do well in the match. Options are A. Allegations, B. Instigation, C. Encouragement, D. Incitement. The second sentence is, William hoped to dash Rob and Julie's separation by spreading false rumors about Julie having an affair with her co-worker. Options are A. Inspire, B. Encourage, C. Instigate, D. Incite. The final sentence is, the court's decision to acquit a mass murderer dash violence. Options: A. Fomented, B. Incited, C. Instigated, D. Encouraged. As you can see, in all the questions, at least 2 to 3 options are very close, and 80 to 90% of the students make mistakes in such questions. My task in this lecture series is to help you understand how to solve such questions where options are very close and confusing. In addition, I will ensure that learning new words becomes an enjoyable task for all of you, and that you manage to remember most of the words that you learn. In fact, I will ensure that your efficiency will be very close to 100%. I will give the answers to the above questions in my next video. Till then you can ponder over it and post your answers in the comments section below. At this point let me give a brief introduction about myself. And let me also explain the teaching methodology that I will follow in my lecture series. As I have already mentioned, I have been teaching English in various coaching institutes for the past 4 years. However, to be honest, teaching is not my primary occupation. I started working in the entertainment industry when I was 17 years old. And over the past 10 years I have worked in various modeling and acting assignments, event promotion gigs, stage shows, audio-visual and print advertisements, fashion shoots, etc. In 2012, one of my friends came to me with a problem. He had been giving CAT for the last 2 years. And both the times he got more than 98 percentile in quantitative ability, but in verbal ability, that is, in English, he got less than 70 percentile both times. Since he knew my English was good, he asked for my help. Over the next few months I worked towards improving his vocabulary and correcting his grammar. And in the next exam our efforts bore fruit, and he managed to get 95+ percentile in English and 99+ in quantitative ability, finally managing to get admission in IIM Lucknow. On his advice I decided to teach part-time in coaching institutes to earn some extra money. I teach for 2 hours per day, which helps me make extra bucks. It was during my experience as a teacher that I noted that students face the problems that I mentioned earlier. But to my annoyance, coaching institutes follow a fixed antiquated methodology of teaching, and don't allow for innovative and novel approaches that I wanted to try. That is the reason why I decided to open a YouTube channel. Here we will follow an approach which will make learning new words interesting. Will result in higher retention of words, while simultaneously allowing you to understand words in context, so as to learn their proper usage. The approach will become more clear when you will watch the next few videos, but briefly I will explain what the basic line of action would be. I have created the lectures in forms of stories, where I will be narrating my life story. To be more precise, I would be talking about my experiences as a model. Things I have encountered over the last 10 years of my career as a model. The stories I will be using will all be true, based on my real experiences. I will only include interesting stories, so as to keep the lectures interesting and entertaining for you, while simultaneously helping you learn at least 1,000 new words. My aim is actually more than that, but I guarantee a minimum of 1,000 new words that you will learn very soon. Things will become more clear as you will watch the next few lectures. So without much delay, I bid adieu to you for the moment. And let us meet soon in the next video to begin with our first lesson.